Hey guys, so this was a long pending video. Previous video was about a compact laptop that I wanted to buy for travel and how I zeroed in on the 12.5-inch Lenovo ThinkPad. So check out that video. I'll leave a link in the description box. One more reason for me to buy this laptop was to build a Hackintosh or a MacBook Pro if you want to call it. So here it is. It's a 12.5-inch compact yet powerful MacBook Pro. I just love this thing. This is a very compact machine and it has all the expandability options that a typical 12-inch MacBook Pro can't offer. So that was the main reason why I got this ThinkPad. So if you're wondering what works on this MacBook Pro or Hackintosh, we'll get to that later, but before that I'll just give you a rundown of the hardware. So here you can see that I'm using the Bluetooth mouse without any problem. There are no issues at all. Of course I could have gone with the second hand MacBook Pros, but that would come with two major disadvantages. One, the hardware was too old, it was not upgradable, and because of the smaller form factor, Apple doesn't give a lot of functionalities on the hardware part of it. So that was the main reason I wanted to build Hackintosh, and this particular laptop is compact and has all the expansion functionalities that one would expect out of a typical laptop. So that was my whole intention. So since it has all the expansion functionalities, I decided that I would use this for my Hackintosh build. Apart from that, the usual brightness controls all work, the volume keys all work, there is no issues with that. So this is how it looks. So as you can see, I have the old ThinkPad classic keyboard, so that I had to change it. So let me just give you a rundown of the hardware of this laptop. So as you can see, there is a card reader, there is a USB 2.0, there is a LAN port, and there is a mic and a stereo output combo. And at the back you have the usual power, and then you have two USB 3.0, then there is a Wi-Fi switch toggle, and there is the HDMI mini out and the standard legacy S-video out as well. So as you can see, this is running on macOS 10.14.1, and I'll just take you through what's all working here. So obviously Apple Pay is not there, we don't have a touch ID. Audio is working fine, there is no issues with it. The audio is crisp, the drivers are all installed, Bluetooth is working fine. Camera, yeah, so we don't have the FaceTime working, and card reader, it says that it doesn't recognize, but I can always use the USB for it. I have not tested it though. Yeah, the USB works, but I have not tested the card reader. And memory, I have upgraded it to a 16 GB DDR3 memory, and that makes it super fast. It is very snappy, the machine doesn't lag at all, and it's running on Mojave, so you can sense that the system is pretty good. And Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi modem, I had to change it from the one which was there in the machine because that wouldn't recognize the Wi-Fi when the macOS was installed. So those were the upgrades. Yeah, and this is running on a TN panel, which I probably would like to change it to a IPS display, because the viewing angles when you look at it from the sides is not great, but when you are looking at front on, it's terrific. There is no issues at all. So yeah, the graphics drivers are installed. It shows Intel HD Graphics 4000, which is pretty good. I can even hook it to my Dell monitor, which is there in the background. So that's about the OS. So as you can see, it is very snappy. I don't have any issues, there is no lag whatsoever. I haven't done any benchmark test, but if you guys want me to do that, just leave a comment below and I'll try to put up a benchmark test. The Bluetooth is working fine, there is no drops. I can even connect this with my Edifier headsets and it works like a charm. Networking is not at all an issue. I can even connect it to my Windows desktop using the LAN connectivity or even the Wi-Fi connectivity. You just have to look up for the procedure, and once done, you're good to go. There is no issues with the networking with otherwise. All the apps run except FaceTime. So that was the only thing that doesn't probably work. Of course, so as you can see, the mic is working fine. There's no problem at all. So the sound, the mic, the graphics, the mouse pad, everything works. There is no issue. Touch ID doesn't work, but otherwise I don't see any issues. It's a complete machine except for FaceTime. But even FaceTime, you can look up on the internet. There are several ways that you can enable FaceTime on this. It's just a matter of installing some text files. And if you're wondering about the mouse pad, so I would say that this is probably the best mouse pad because the hardware doesn't really matter. The mouse pad is as smooth as on a MacBook Pro. So yeah, you can see that I am just lightly hovering it and I can easily swipe or move the mouse. And there is even also pinch and zoom functionality, which I couldn't film. I forgot to film, but even the double click is just a slight tap, unlike on Windows where you have to depress the mouse pad. So it's a very good experience with the mouse, except that the size of the mouse pad is small. That's the only drawback, but otherwise it's butter smooth. And then there is the keyboard. I have to say that this is one of the best typing experiences that I have found on the ThinkPad. I actually swapped the keyboard with the classic ThinkPad X220 keyboard. So this is the older version, but this is much better than the current keyboards that the ThinkPad has. This was the keyboard which was built by IBM when ThinkPad was with them, and then later on when Lenovo took over, they have now changed the keyboard styling. Although that is not bad, I still prefer this old keyboard, and I must say that it has got a lot of travel and it is much better than the Apple keyboard, yes, and I'm not exaggerating. This is even better than the current Apple keyboard. Now, why do I say that? Because the travel is very good and the typing experience is exceptional. You can relate to that if you have used one of those ThinkPads for your office purpose. So I think this is the best typing experience what you can get on any laptop, period. So guys, this was my thoughts on creating a Hackintosh or a MacBook Pro from a ThinkPad. So if you like this video, do give me a like and let me know your comments, or if you have any questions, and I'll try to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a like for more such videos. Thank you.